Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm an artist, and today I wanted to tell you the story behind one of my paintings. I don't know about you, but I get very frustrated with ideas being shoved down my throat. That's probably the best way to say it. I noticed that one of the ideas that is constantly being shoved down girls and ladies and college students and women of all ages, something that's constantly being shoved down their throats, is this idea of you have to be beautiful. And I don't think this is a new issue. I think this is something that's happened for a long time. And a lot of it is even from other women. A lot of it that I've noticed is on TV, in commercials. You see perfume commercials where you get this beautiful perfume, and all of a sudden you're the most attractive woman at the pool or wherever. All these commercials that show our physical appearance is the ultimate thing we can be valued for. And the list goes on. There's so many more things. I think social media has added to this issue hugely. I think that there are lots of ways on social media that we are consuming harmful content or even creating harmful content. So, women might be posting about how whatever physical trait has been attained and now their life is perfect, or present that, or women judging other women for their lack of physical perfection, which is weird to me. um, there's just a lot of pressure, and it doesn't just count for women. A lot of men, I don't think they have the same extent of this, but there is this huge emphasis on the physical appearance, the physical beauty, or the muscles, the flawless skin, the whatever it is. There's a huge emphasis on it, and there is a huge lack of emphasis on the heart. Now, this may sound weird. I'm not talking about the muscle. I'm talking about the emotional heart. I'm talking about the way we treat other people. I'm talking about our character. I'm talking about things we value. I'm talking about kindness. I'm talking about humility. I'm talking about those things. And something that my parents have always taught me is what matters more than any physical appearance is your heart. Your heart has to be beautiful if you want your external to be beautiful. I've An example of this is we watch a lot of TV, funny TV shows, and there was one time that we watched this show and the bad guy was a slightly older gentleman, and my dad pointed out, he was like, he's actually pretty handsome. I mean, if you girls think about it, like, you would probably like him if he wasn't the bad guy. And I was like, well, I have to imagine he's a lot younger. But I was like, well, I guess that is true, but I didn't even see this character as a handsome man because he was cruel. He was hateful. He was manipulative. And it blinded his heart. The ugliness of his heart negated any physical attributes that were good in this character. And that's just one silly example from whenever I was younger. But we don't put the emphasis on the heart as much as we should. And I think about the people in my life or who I've read about, whatever, the people who are the most beautiful people. They're people who I don't think about their physical appearance, it's their heart. Yeah, they might be beautiful in their physical appearance, but when I think of beautiful people, I think of people whose hearts are full of grace. I think of people who show kindness. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but they're The Greatest Showman. In one of the early on scenes, you see P.T. Barnum as a kid, and he's on the streets. His dad's died. He's stealing. He stole, and then it got taken from him. He's thrown to the ground, and this lady with some type of disability or disfigurement. She's clearly got some struggles that she's carried all of her life. And she comes over to him and gives him this apple. And every time that scene makes me want to cry because of her kindness. Her face, which many people in her life probably described as very ugly, because of her heart, she was the most beautiful character in that whole movie. And I was thinking about this because I'm now a college graduate. I'm not in college anymore. Well, I'm working on my master's, but I'm not an undergraduate. I'm not a teenager anymore. And I'm looking at these girls who aren't that much younger than me, but who are so caught up in this lie that their physical appearance is everything, and they're not putting anything into their internal appearance. And they're not valuing the internal appearance of others, whether it's young men that they're interested in, they're not evaluating their internal appearance. They're only evaluating the physical. So, all of that to say, that is why I painted this. This painting is called The Beauty of Grace, and I wanted it to remind me that the most important thing is that I'm working on making my heart beautiful. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about my physical appearance. The heart is the most important. And a heart full of grace, somebody who's willing to forgive and forget and treat someone with kindness even after maybe harshness was experienced. I'm not talking about abuse, mind you, but a heart full of grace is really beautiful. And so that inspired this painting. I wanted it to be a reminder to me and to anyone who sees it, and to hopefully the lady to whom this will belong someday, that if you want to be beautiful, it's really your heart that makes you beautiful. So, anyways, this painting is available on my website. You can check link in bio or in the description. This is only one. There's only one of these. When it's sold, and that's it. So if you're interested in this piece, go ahead and check it out on my website, see if it's still available or not. And yeah, let me know what you think about what makes a heart beautiful and what makes somebody beautiful in the comments. Thanks for your time and thanks for listening. Bye.